were a kid, how did you think your life was going to be when you were the age that you are right?
So this is actually an interesting conversation that not a lot of people talk about. So pretty much my parents, they got married when they were 22. They traveled the world for 10 years or so, and then they were like, "Okay, let's have kids now." So my parents are considered old parents because they're about to be 60 and I'm 25, whereas like all my other friends' parents, their parents are more like still in their early 50s or whatever. So basically, when I started dating, I was like, oh, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna start dating fresh out of college. I'm gonna find somebody right away, maybe be together by ourselves for a couple years, and then have two daughters, just like my parents did, because I don't want any boys, blah, blah, blah. And then you fast forward to now when I'm 25, and I feel like that kind of did happen. Like, I was dating seriously for marriage in my early 20s because I'm just a serious person like that. Like, I date for marriage. But all these other guys, no guy is thinking about getting married or having kids in his early 20s. That's just like unrealistic. They ain't trying to settle down until fucking like 35 at this point. So I'm here basically just dating for no reason. I'm worried about relationships and kids. And now that I'm 25, it's like, oh yeah, I still do want to get married before kids. I want to be financially stable with a house before kids and all that stuff. But now it's looking like a little bit slim, right? But obviously, like, you never know what happens. Like, it could happen in 2 years at this point. But it's more so the fact that I was always stressed about life not going the way I wanted to. And I was like, oh no, what if I don't have kids at all? What if I become an old parent too and I have kids at like 32, whatever? I would always stress so much about it, worry about the future, blah, blah, blah. But now I'm thinking, like, I can't even imagine myself having kids like right now, or like let alone 3 years ago when I was 22, or I don't know. So it's like, I'm at the point where I'm like, dang, do I even want kids at all? Or was that just me trying to follow in my parents' footsteps because, they had kids, they had jobs and were really successful, blah blah blah. So do I just want to be like them? I don't know. So now I'm more so learning to live for myself. I'm taking it day by day. I'm not stressing out about a man, about a relationship, about buying a house and all that stuff, because at this point our generation won't even have social security or pensions or any of that. We don't even know if we're gonna fucking be alive 50 years from now. So it's like, do I really want to bring kids into that world? Blah blah blah. Do I really need a man like for the rest of my life, knowing how stressful men are? So at this point, I feel like in your 20s, you're just supposed to be finding yourself pretty much, and just know who you are, what you want to do, how you want to spend your life by yourself, regardless if you have a relationship or not, or kids or not. So that's what I'm trying to do right now, because stressing over future things that are out of your control is literally gonna wear you out mentally, physically, emotionally, or whatever. So I just say focus on what you're doing today.